everyone. So I'm back with one of my last recruitment videos before we go back to school. But I'm here today with my really good friend Mackenzie.
Hey everyone, my name's Mackenzie. I'm an Alpha at Appalachian State University. So today I'm just here to answer some questions with Bianca.
Yeah, you guys asked so many questions on my last recruitment video that I did with Delaney. So I thought I'd have Mackenzie come and help me answer these questions because we go to two different universities and we are both in different sororities. So we obviously have different recruitments, and she's going to tell you a little bit about how her recruitment goes, and then we are going to be answering all of your questions that you guys have. So
yay! So our recruitment at App State is a little bit more laid back than I guess most universities. So it's 4 rounds. So we have 2 rounds where it's just kind of like you meet all the different sororities. So there's 10 on App's campus.
There's 10 at ECU too.
Yeah, okay. So the first day I think it's like maybe 5. Yeah, I think it's pretty even for both days. And then that Sunday is philanthropy round, and then it's a whole week during classes where you're not supposed to talk to anyone. And then it's sisterhood round, and then prep round.
So ours is, you have a week break in yours?
Okay. So we have a week.
And then our recruitment's kind of consecutive. So some schools do recruitment differently. Do you have any like tips or anything that you wanted to share about recruitment with them?
I would just say with us, and I guess any other school where we're a little bit more like strict, because I think you guys can say go, right? You can say go AZD.
No.
Oh, you can't? Okay, yeah.
We can say go Greek, but we can't say
we can't
like,
even see.
Yeah,
we can't say go Greek. So it's very like we encourage everyone to of course come out, go through recruitment, but we cannot say go. So it's more of like discover, like our hashtags discover AF or discover Greek life. So it's kind of more like that, which just sets like a more laid back, I guess, feel for recruitment. So it's not as like you go in and like everyone's all in your face, and like it's just like you sit down and you're having like great conversations with like girls in all the sororities. So
yeah. Also, Mackenzie is a year older than me, and you rushed as a sophomore, and I had so many people ask.
Yes.
Like, is it different to rush as a sophomore? And I don't know. So do you want to answer that question?
Well, I actually transferred to App. So at the school that I went to before, we did not have any sororities or fraternities on campus. So I was super excited to go through recruitment, and I was a little nervous being a sophomore, but for us, and I'm not sure how it is, we still take sophomores, and I know some girls are like, oh my gosh, they're going to take me because I'm a sophomore, but I think my pledge class we had about 13 sophomores. So I think as you get older, it might be a little bit harder just because you're not going to be in the sorority for as long, but it's the same thing for us, and it's actually, in my opinion, it was easier to kind of relate to the girls since none of them were, I guess, like, freshmen. So,
since you've like been there.
Yeah. So I could
college.
just, yeah. So it's just kind of easier for me personally to talk to different girls, but it didn't affect me whatsoever going through being a sophomore.
Oh yeah, basically it really doesn't matter how old you are or what year you are. You guys are still going to find a great sisterhood, and they will treat you the same as they would treat an incoming freshman coming in through recruitment.
Yeah, because we have freshmen, and then I think we have 2 juniors, or maybe 1 junior in my pledge class, but yeah.
My best friend is a sophomore who rushed, so
yeah, so
all the types of girls.
So I guess just a few of my tips would be just kind of be yourself going through recruitment, which everyone says that, but sometimes like depending on which round you're in or which sorority, like don't kind of change yourself to fit that sorority, if that makes sense. So just be yourself. And then I would also say when you're in a round, please do not talk about other organizations because it's just kind of frowned upon. So it's okay to, I guess, bring other organizations up positively, but overall you just shouldn't talk about another sorority or what they're doing or another girl in a sorority. And you should also, I guess, I don't really know how we describe this, but don't kind of like name drop, if that makes sense.
Like focus on whatever sorority you're talking to at the time. Focus on them and what they're all about and what their philanthropy is.
Yeah.
And what their sisterhood's all about. Ask them questions. Ask them why they enjoy being Zeta or Chi
or 80 Pi, whatever.
Yeah.
Which that was what I was going to say is please ask questions, because I know some rounds, which this year I'll be on the other side of the recruitment, so I'm definitely going to be nervous. We're all nervous just as much as like you guys going through will be. But please ask questions, because sometimes awkward silences will come up. So just asking like, oh, where are you from? Or
what'd you do this summer?
Yeah. Or like, where did you live, like what dorm were you in your freshman year, like just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like ease into the conversation, and then you'll just kind of flow from there.
Honestly, you can even ask like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite book? Do you like reading? Where's your favorite place to vacation? Just like random questions that will start a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
And like that you could carry on into a whole different conversation.
Which I remember this question, it was really funny actually. I think it was the first time I kind of like ever went out on campus. And I think I was out and I was talking to this girl, and she didn't tell me what sorority she was in, but we were just talking about it, and she was like, the question I always ask people if it's an awkward silence is, what do you get in your cookout tray? So I thought that was funny. Yeah,
that is funny.
Not
or like what's your Chipotle order?
Yeah.
I got that question. Now we are going to be answering all the questions that you guys asked on my previous video, which I will have linked down below if you didn't get to see it, but it's basically just like a breakdown of recruitment. So yeah. Okay, so the first question I got was, can you talk about like the basics of being in a sorority? And I replied to this comment, and Brooke Michio does have, she's another YouTuber on YouTube. She has a video decoding like all the sorority terms and like everything that sorority girls use to like talk about things that are like,
that's a good
slang.
idea.
Yeah, so she has that video. I will have it linked down below. So if we use a word and you guys don't know what it means, you can just kind of pop over to her channel and watch it, and it's a great video. But basically, the basics of sororities, it's just a sisterhood, like different chapters, different girls. Like you end up with whatever girls you click the most with. Each chapter has a philanthropy, which is an organization that they raise money for and help support. So mine's Autism Speaks.
Ours is Women's Heart Health. So, which actually during our round, all organizations, we do like a craft. So I think last year's, ours was kind of like a little burlap heart, and you like kind of stuffed it, and then they just kind of handed them out. And I think 80 Pies was really cute. They did something because there's the wrong McDonald's house. That was cute.
And Zeta always does like something with breast cancer.
Yeah.
Like the breast cancer.
I liked philanthropy rounds a lot. It's really easy to
it.
talk to people too, because you're talking about philanthropy, so it's a fun round. And then we also have a sisterhood round. Do you guys have that?
No, we don't.
Yeah, so our sisterhood round is like, which I mean all of them are, you just honestly talk about the sisterhood, and we'll do like a letter thing too. So someone will like read a letter to someone else, which is really cool. So
what is Big Little? So do you want to say what Big Little is?
Big Little is just basically someone kind of adopts you to be in their family, and some of the families are newer, some of them go back generations and generations, and basically it's just your big is supposed to kind of guide you into being a sister of whichever sorority you become a part of. So that's fun, and they're just kind of there to
help you and just be like your big sister.
Yeah, literally be like a big sister.
And usually your big is someone who you connect with really well before Big Little, or they rushed you during recruitment.
Or they preffed you.
Or your big preffed you.
My big did not pref me, but she did come up to me like every single round, and it was just kind of one of those things where we knew we would be Big Little, you know?
Yeah.
Because the girl who preffed me was actually a senior, so she graduated, but yeah.
My big did not pref me, but she rushed me, and I love her so much. So shout out to you, Madison, if you're watching this video, and my twin, Jessie. I just like my family a lot.
See, I'm going to take a twin this year.
You're taking twins?
Yeah,
I don't know if I can handle twins.
Yeah, no, I actually just did a bunch of Big Little shopping, so maybe my future little may be watching this one day.
Oh my gosh, maybe. So exciting. This one girl said I rushed in 20 days. I'm so excited. So you go, girl. You got this. Comment back on my channel what sorority you went, because I'm curious. So the next question is about like being on the fence for recruitment and paying for sorority dues and everything like that. So, would you like to take it away?
Yeah, I personally encourage everyone to go through it, especially at Appalachian State. People always kind of have this bad stereotype about sororities, but I will say that all the sororities at App are awesome, and you will find a place no matter how like down to earth you are. If you're kind of more on like the preppy side, like you'll find your home. And we just encourage everyone to do it, because I think it's like $25 to register. You get a t-shirt, and if you find out like halfway through that it's not really something that you want to follow through with, then you can just kind of drop out. But I encourage everyone to go through with it.
Yeah, it's always good to try, and plus you never know until like you finish what it's actually like. And rushing at East Carolina is a little different. I think our fee is like $80, but we still get a t-shirt, and you can still drop out halfway if you decide it's not for you. But it's a great way to like meet a bunch of new people.
I agree with
because
that.
I'm assuming you're going to a school where like you don't know that many people, and it's fun to just branch out and like really challenge yourself to like come out of your shoes and just be like the true person that you really are, and like find all these cool people that share common interests with you. So it's really fun, and if it's not for you, that's okay, but you should at least try it and put yourself out there, because you can always say no, but if you didn't, then you'd always like have that regret in the back of your head of, oh, like what if I would have done this. So
yeah, well, and even like another thing is, which we call it row groups. I don't know, what do you guys call it before recruitment, like your group?
Pie groups?
Yeah, so you'll be like put in a group too with a bunch of other girls going through. So I know that I have like close friendships with girls that I were like in my row group from last year, and we still talk, and they're even in other organizations, so that's really cool too.
Yeah,
so you make friends with them easily, and then you meet their friends and they meet yours, so it's just awesome.
Yeah. So about dues, each sorority is different, but like with the way that they charge you for dues, usually they'll tell you before you even go through recruitment. Like we got a pamphlet, and
so did we.
It said the price of each sorority, so you guys know.
What comes with it too.
Right.
Like my sorority is all inclusive. So that means, I think there's a few that other do it. So that means there's still going to be t-shirts throughout the year that we can pay for, but we automatically get like a philanthropy t-shirt. We get one at the beginning of the year, and then like some of our outfits through like that we wear during recruitment are included. Dinners, tailgates, functions, like the food at functions and stuff. So
yeah, we have to like pay for all of our t-shirts for like our events and things, but like big events like that, like philanthropy events and stuff like that are paid for. We just sell tickets for it. So yeah, and then also there is a financial aid process through your sorority that you can apply for to help set up a plan for you to like pay for your dues and make sure you get everything taken care of. Yeah,
so you usually can do it, I guess, not weekly, but it's kind of like every few weeks. You can do it semesterly or yearly for us, which is like great, because I know some girls that work and they just pay for it as they go, or some people work all summer and then they'll pay for one semester, work winter break, pay for the next semester. So that's definitely something, if you're kind of wondering about financially, to bring that up during conversations if you find a sorority that you love and are just still kind of on the fence about like paying for it. Because I know our girl who's in charge of finance, she works really well with like everyone, and
yeah, people will work with you to make sure like it is you can handle what is in the sorority and everything like that. Samantha Kaplan commented, no way, I'm going to ECU this year. So that is so cool, and you should go through recruitment. This is such a good question. So Megan asked, what are some essentials to bring with you through recruitment, which is a great question, and like what kind of bag you should bring. So personally, I brought a navy long chomp. It's sitting on the floor right there.
I brought my black long chomp.
Oh my god! Okay, so bring a long chomp. Just kidding. You don't have to bring one of those.
Or even like a lunchbox too is good.
Yeah, just like bring snacks.
Definitely bring food.
Water bottles, because like you're gonna be talking so much your throat will 100% like your voice will go hoarse.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm wondering what we're gonna do this year with chanting and then talking every single round with girls.
I'm sure we're gonna be chugging water.
Yeah.
But basically you should bring a pen. If your school Panhellenic does not supply you like a notebook with all the sororities and stuff, ours, we had a notebook, and then we had a
piece of paper.
Oh, well, we had like a book
nice,
with a place to write notes every time you left the sorority, what you thought about them. So definitely bring a pen and something to write with and on. That would be a pen.
Yeah. Well, I would say too, bring like a little makeup bag, like just in case you want to fix your face a little bit. Not saying that you even really need to necessarily like wear a bunch of makeup, but I definitely know throughout the day, because we have like 2 extremely long days, and I remember like I had around every single time back to back, and it was like 15 minutes, if not less, maybe even 10 minutes before and like in between each round. So I would just try and go to the bathroom and just fix myself, because it's a long day.
And it's really hot, so you're gonna be sweating, and make sure you wear really comfortable shoes.
Ours is inside.
Oh, well,
that's nice. Yeah.
Okay. Another question is, what if recruitment overlaps a class?
It won't.
Yeah, it most likely won't, unless you have like a 3-hour lab that it could like overlap. But
on Fridays?
Or like, well, ours is through the week.
Yeah. During classes too?
It's like, it starts at like 5 o'clock.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, wow.
But it does happen to overlap your classes. Obviously, you're there at college to go to class, but it never happened to me, but it did happen to some girls in my Pi Chi group. Yeah.
That stinks.
I know. I remember them having to just email their professor saying, listen, I have recruitment this day. It's like kind of important. And they could, well, most of them left class kind of early. And then also, I know a lot of classes have the same class on a different day. So you could always ask if you can go on a different day and make up that day that you wouldn't actually have that class on. So there's ways to get around it, but definitely
But you'll see too
first.
as freshmen, like your professors, not all of them are necessarily going to be like this, but they will work with you too. They're not all bad. That's just like a tip.
Yeah.
Is definitely talk to your professor.
So, sororities and social media. Not like the sororities social media, but sororities looking at your social media.
Yes.
That's huge. Very huge. With going into a sorority and being in a sorority, you have very high standards and a lot of weight on your shoulders to show responsibility and be a role model and just someone that like people look up to. So posting pictures and tweeting inappropriate things and posting inappropriate things of you holding an alcoholic beverage or you half nude probably isn't the best thing to express.
And I would
on
say
your-
too, on like, what is it, Visco or Bosco cam?
Visco, I think.
People still look at that too.
Yeah.
I know that I will, even myself is creepy, but for PNMs, when I'm creeping on PNMs, their Instagrams will be private, but yet they'll have a link to their Visco. But I mean, I still look on that, and that's usually where you find more of the inappropriate stuff.
Yeah.
So just delete it or get rid of it, because I'm telling you, people do look at that. And it's not even necessarily girls that may have an issue with it, it's advisors. And basically with us is like, it's not just us approving of the girls that come through, it's people above us as well that go on your social media, go on your Facebook,
Right.
and just kind of creep on you to see, get a glimpse of who you are.
Yeah, you
and
just
what you're
want
into.
to make your Instagram look as professional as possible, like you're
That's the
interviewing for
word.
a job. It's kind of like the same thing. So you just want to make sure you make yourself look respectable as... That was from a movie. The next question is about legacies. So, basically, if you're a legacy, it's a relative, or your mom, your aunt, your grandma, or anyone's sister, yes, that was in a sorority, which automatically makes you a legacy. So, for example, my mom was in Tri Delta, so I'm a Tri Delta legacy, but I didn't go Tri Delta because we didn't have that sorority at my school. But
my aunt was an 80 Pi, and I didn't actually put that down. I just, at my school, that kind of stuff, because I know at big schools you have to have your recommendation letters. If you're a legacy, like that stuff is really important. But for us, that's the awesome thing, is it's more laid back. So if you're a legacy, that's great, but at the same time, it's not necessarily going to
boost your chances.
Yeah.
Like,
with some sororities, I'm sure it will, but for us, we're just kind of like, okay, that's awesome. Like, we'll look at you, want to talk to you more. Like, think of maybe it was your older sister,
right?
Stuff like that. But it's not that big of a deal for us.
Like, yes, you will stand out above the other girls with your application process and like saying that you are a legacy to this sorority, but it doesn't mean you have a greater of a chance of getting in the sorority than this girl. Like, they still evaluate you the same way as every other girl would be evaluated. You basically still have to connect with the sorority. It doesn't mean you're automatically going to be in there. It just means that they will be looking out for you during recruitment, just because they know that you are a legacy to this sorority.
And I will say too is, like, let's say like if Bianca's mom was an AZD at ECU however long ago, that chapter back then could be completely different than how the chapter is now.
Yeah.
So I also say, like, if let's say if you were a legacy and you really wanted to be in that sorority because your mom was in it, and let's say you just don't necessarily fit in the sorority, don't be too upset because you're not going to be in the same one, you know, because you're still going to find one that'll be perfect for you.
Yeah. So, this next question is, how did you find out about sororities at your school? And basically, all you really have to do is Google your college and sororities, like, and put the words together. And then if
just go on the Greek life page, and then it'll tell you every single one.
Yeah, and then it'll tell you about them. It'll tell you about their philanthropy. If you guys do have sororities, if you don't, that's really sad. But yeah, you can just Google everything, and that's how you'll know about the sororities.
And they'll usually have like their websites, all their social media. So definitely like kind of go check out that, because I know at least for us, and I'm sure your girls, like, we do work hard on social media too, because we want you guys to see all the sisters. So
and recruitment videos and stuff like that. Last question is about GPA. So sororities do have a set GPA that you have to make, and that above, and you're safe. And then I know if you have a GPA below that, you'll be put on academic probation, and you have to go to study hours, and then you just have to really get your GPA up, or you can be dismissed from the sorority because your academic GPA isn't on good standing. And through recruitment, if your GPA does not meet the set GPA that the sorority has to get in the sorority, unfortunately you will be dropped.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
I know for us, our GPA is really important, because I know going through, there's like girls, and I was like, what? Why are they like being dropped?
And it's
usually,
GPA.
yeah, our GPA, and it stinks, but I know for us, we have highest GPA for probably like 5 semesters in a row. So like for us, our GPA is extremely important.
Yeah.
Just as much as sisterhood, philanthropy, but it's also just one of those things that we want all of our girls to be.
Yeah, like you're there to go to school.
Yeah, exactly.
First, before you're there to be in a sorority. So school comes first, no matter what. And also, if you have to go to like an event with your sorority or sisterhood, and you have a huge test coming up, first of all, they'll tell you in advance, but and you should be planning around that and like studying time. But really, don't be afraid to say, listen, like, I have to study for this test. It's super important. They will totally understand. Again, you were there to go to school first.
Well, and you'll have sisters, too, to go to the library with you.
Yeah.
Pull all-nighters, get coffee, order pizza, fun stuff like that.
And for sure, you'll be walking to class, and without a doubt, you'll see someone you know from your sorority. So that's really cool. But I think that is all of the questions that you guys asked, and that is it for my last recruitment video. So next will be the move-in day vlog. So
yeah, so best of luck of all of you girls going through recruitment this year. Yeah. It's fun.
And make sure you guys are following Mackenzie on her Instagram so you can can't talk. So you can see App State's recruitment, and I'm sure you'll be posting pictures and everything.
Definitely be posting pictures.
I will too. So yeah, if you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because you guys will get notified every time I post a new video, and it's free. And make sure you guys are following me on all my social media, and I hope you guys have had a great day and enjoyed Mackenzie being my special guest in this video.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
I can't say no. It's ripping me apart in a dark room.